Oh, I've just lost a piece here. This is not looking good. Oh, this is going very quickly. I don't quite know what happened there. I think that's mate in 1. Last Saturday was the last online tournament of my chess club. I'm really pleased because we're going to be able to go back in the chess club, play over the board, and that's really nice. What I thought is that I could try something different, a bit different from the Wednesday chess puzzles, and I thought I might as well actually film the games I played and also some of the games of the other players of the tournament. I'll let you enjoy the games.
5.
Okay,
4,
let's do this.
3,
4 seconds to go,
2,
and it'll
1,
be the beginning of
0.
the tournament. And I'm playing Caramel and Snowy. Good game to you. I'm going to play c5, the Sicilian defense. I'm just going to check that it's cropped nicely. I'll just do it a little bit bigger. There we go, and I'm going to move this here. There we go, nicely. And perhaps a little bit. I want to recrop it here. Okay, that's for the setting. Back to the game. Okay, knight to c3. I'm going to play g6. Bishop to g7. So this is sort of dragon setup with the bishop here attacking on the c3 square. Okay, bishop to c4. So you need to be careful that there aren't any attacks on the f7 pawn. You can have the knight here. You can sometimes have sacrifices, knight here, and the queen comes here. It's okay for the moment. I'm going to play, what am I going to play? Knight to c6. So we've got two attackers on the f7 pawn. I think I'm simply going to play e6. So these two pawns are now quite solid, and the bishop can't attack the f7 pawn. And I'm also attacking the knight. Oh, well, that's a free piece. I can pick this knight with the queen. So now my queen's attacked, so I'm simply going to retreat to the d8 square. Okay, I'm going to continue. I want to develop, so I'm going to play knight to f6. Simply continue to develop. Okay, bishop to f4. I'm going to castle kingside. I'm going to move my rook. My rook was attacked, simply move the rook. I've just lost a pawn here. Should have been a bit more careful. I'm going to play b6 to chase the bishop, and that will also enable me to play bishop to b7. Try and find a better square for my bishop. I'm going to play bishop here. This bishop is really nicely placed because it prevents quite a few squares. Stopped my rooks from moving a little bit. I think, let's check, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I only have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to play knight to e7, and then I want to play d5. Now I'm going to have enough pieces to defend. Oh, this is attacked twice. I need to be careful here. I'm going to play oh, I need to be careful because if I move the knight, there could be pawn to e5, and the knight would be pinned. So I'm going to play knight to c6. I also need to play a bit quicker because I'm very low on time. I'm going to have to think much quicker. So I've got ideas of rook to c8, queen to c7, queen to c7. Can try knight to d4. Oh, well, I've lost the piece again. Okay, this is not very good. Let's play rook here. It's not as easy when you're doing the comments at the same time. I find it hard to play at your best level. So now I'm down a pawn, so I'm going to have to be careful. I'm going to play knight here, threatening. Oh, I can't threaten the fork anymore. I'll try and take the bishop here. Place the queen here. Okay, king here. This is perhaps a weak pawn. I can maybe try and do something about it. Okay. That didn't do very much, did it? Let's retreat back to c6. So not easy for me because I'm really low on time. So, and I'm down a pawn. So this is not looking very good. I'm going to pre-move rook takes rook. Okay, I'm running out of options here. I have to really be careful of what I do. Perhaps queen here. This is tough. I'm really low on time. This is very tough. Try and open up the game. I'm not commenting as much because I'm actually struggling. Oh, I've just lost a piece here. This is not looking good. I am not in a very good position here. I'm low on time. This is really not looking good. My only hope is that I'm trying to grab quite a few pawns here. Very tough game. Okay, I might try and take here. Might try and, oh, that's a mistake. Okay, well, that was a good game, Cameron and Snowy. It was really hard for me, so let's go back to the tournament. Okay, so we're free today. So this is the last tournament of this lockdown period. So we've done 23 so far, and then quite pleased we'll be able to play over the board once again. So that will be nice. So I should be playing. Oh well, we can have a look at Carmel and Snowy versus Dukowski game. So I think I might as well comment. Okay, so this is a Spanish opening. Bishop takes on c6. The knight is pinned here. Now this knight is pinned. Let's see how everything unfolds. So fairly balanced position for the moment. So perhaps White will want to retreat the knights and the pawns, try and attack. So I think Dukowski has just won a pawn here. So that might just be enough to make the difference. Perhaps bishop here to keep an eye on the king side and maybe play. Okay, so d4 has been played. So if queen takes, there's a fork here. Oh, there was a fork on e5. I think Dukowski missed that. There was a bishop and queen fork. So Dukowski is now up a knight. So they should be able to win the game. You still have to be careful. that's nice. This knight on e5 here, it's really nicely placed because there are no more pawns on d7 nor on f7. Therefore, this knight is unattackable. So an immortal piece. So that's quite pleasant when I call it the pyramid, and you put a knight on the top. And then you can simply possibly send the pawns and have some backup with the rook. But yeah, very nicely placed knight here. So exchanging the rooks, that will be a good move for Dukowski. It'll make it easier for him to win. So this pawn on c6 is lost now. There are no ways to protect it. So I think gradually Dukowski will capture some of these pawns, or even try and promote the d pawn to a queen quite quickly. Perhaps knight to e5 could be an option. Attacking this pawn. Okay, so this is the pawn structure can't be changed now. He's managed to secure the pawn structure, and now Dukowski will simply try and make a queen. So there'll be a queen on the next move. So you just want to be careful of stalemate patterns, because all these pawns are blocked. Perhaps simple, just make a rook by sending the c pawn. Okay, slowly but surely we're getting there. That will be checkmate. Okay, let's go back to the tournament. So now I should be playing Dukowski. Okay, any minute now. Okay, I'm going to, well, good game to you, Dukowski. I'm going to play c4, the English opening, controlling the d5 square. Oh, well, that was a very easy win. I don't know what happened there. Maybe Dukowski was disconnected or something. Okay, well, that was a very short game. Okay, we've got new player, Michel Delay. Quite strong player, 2,214 there. That's weird. Dukowski's still connected. I don't quite know what happened there. Okay, so I'm playing Caramel and Snow again. So last time we played the Sicilian with c5. I'm going to play the French defense for this game, e6. That's theory to d4. I'm going to play d5. Okay, this is the advanced variation. I'm going to continue with c5. And then my next move will possibly be knight c6. Play knight c6. Okay, I can play knight to e7 because if pawn takes, I will then play knight to g6, and I will have 2 attacks on the e7 pawn, and that pawn will also be attacked. So knight to e7. Knight on e7 can either go to g6 or it can also go to f5. Okay, well, in this position I like to take on d4. And then I like to play knight to f5, attacking the bishop, and also put in pressure on the d4 pawn, but for the moment it would be quite solidly defended. Okay, I could perhaps play queen to a5, but there would still be knight to protect. Let's do this. Knight here. Okay, I might continue. Got different ideas, perhaps bishop here, or bishop here, that would be another option. Or I could simply perhaps take the bishop. So I've got the bishop pair, so I'm going to have to try and open up the game somehow. I might play bishop here. I can then, if Caramel and Snow is not vigilant, well, he is, that's a good move. Okay, I'll take back with the pawn, otherwise I could have taken the knight with check. Okay, I think I'm going to play bishop to a6, and that will prevent white from castling. So I like the way I've managed to place my bishops for the moment. I don't know if I'm going to castle or if I'm going to play king to e7. Okay, knight here. Perhaps I can simply play h6 to chase the knight back to the f3 square. Okay, very balanced game so far. Okay, what can I play next? I need to be careful because I was quite low on time in the last game, so I don't want to repeat that. Okay, I'm going to play rook to c8 and try and play for c5. My idea is that if the pawn takes, this would then be a weak structure. Okay, I hadn't thought of that. So, what's the best option? Perhaps take. I can take here. Pawn can't take back. Okay, and I think I've just. Perhaps I can take with. What's the best option? I could take with the rook. And then I can threaten a discovered check. In this case, I might just castle kingside now. It might be safer. Still need to be careful of the time. I'm quite low on time here. Okay, so I have a discovered attack. So if I move the rook, the king will be in check. So is there a way? Okay, I can take the knight for sure. Check. I can possibly play rook here. Check. I'm going to castle kingside, threatening rook to c8. This is looking quite good. So I'm up a piece and the white king is quite exposed, so this is quite good position for black. Okay, I'm going to play rook to c8. King has to move here and I will then take here. Okay, I'm going to play rook to d2. So attacking the queen is now pinned, so I'm going to take back. Okay, queen here. And that should be checkmate. Nope, what did I miss? No, that's not checkmate. That's checkmate. Okay, let's go back to the tournament. Okay, so I should probably play Michel Delay. It's the last one of the season, and there's probably a lower attendance than the previous ones. We're usually between 6 and 10 players, but I think it's nice playing online, but we're all a bit tired now and quite looking forward to playing back on the board. Okay, so let's play c4, the English opening. Okay, knight c6. I'm going to play g3. g6. I'm going to play bishop g2. So quite classic in the English opening to control the white squares. I'm going to play knight to f3. For the moment, okay, e6 has been played. So there are always these d5 options. I'm going to play castle kingside. I'm going to play d3. I'm going to take. Play knight here. I know this is maybe not the best setup, but it's a system I like to play. I'm going to now play rook to b1, allowing me to push the b pawn. I think I might just simply play b3 here. Perhaps bishop to b2, or pre-move rook takes bishop. Oh, now this is interesting. This could be a target. I need to try and find a way to see if I can attack this pawn. Okay, I might simply play rook to... Actually, there could be some annoying knight to b4 attacks. I'm simply going to play a3. So I need to be careful that the b3 pawn is not hanging. So I need to see how I can play my knights, the rook, etc. I could perhaps play rook to c4. That might be an option. I'm going to retreat the bishop to a1. Knight to c4. I've got a feeling maybe my placement is not the best. There might be a slight advantage for black, but it's still fairly even. Okay. So I'm going to go back to d2. This could be a weak pawn, so I might simply play rook to e1 to defend it. Okay, this pawn is attacked. I need to be careful. Perhaps queen to c1 to defend it. The best option is to take the knight. So still fairly balanced so far. Okay. Oh, there's attack on the pawn here. So I might just play queen to c2, and I think I'm going to play king to g1. I don't like the way the knight is pinned. So this pawn is attacked, so I need to be careful. Okay, well, maybe it's not the best, but I might perhaps pawn here. Okay, I have to be very quick now. King here. I'm going to move the knight to this square now. That might be interesting. If h3. Well, I need to bring back pieces towards my king. I've got a feeling my king there might be even some rook to g7 moves, try and bring in the rooks. Oh, I quite possibly missed something. Might take the bishop first. Okay. I don't know where this is going. This is not looking good. If en passant, I can pick the rook. Okay, this is a checkmate for it. Queen here. Okay, complicated position here. Oh, I lost some time. Okay, well that was an interesting game. Well played at Michel Delay. Let's go back to the tournament. Okay, so Dukovsky's back, so I might play him next. Might drink a little bit of water. Okay, so Dukovsky and Michel Delay are playing. Let's have a look at their game. So I didn't follow everything. I think e4, c5 was played, so it's a Sicilian defense. Oh, I think there might have been a pre-move here. Oh, this is going very quickly. I don't quite know what happened there. Apparently Dukovsky gave up the queen. And I had a feeling that he had won a piece somehow, but I might have been wrong. So very quick play, very tactical. I'm not sure they were always the best moves, but okay. So we've got rook, bishop, and queen against rook, 2 rooks and 2 bishops. That's going to be an interesting game. Maybe a queen move here, attacking the rook and threatening to take on a7. Yep, so attacking the rook and threatening the a7 square. So what will Dukovsky play? I think oh well, that's checkmate. Okay, well, that was a very quick game, so I'm going to go back to the tournament. So I'm supposing I think I might play Dukovsky. I haven't played him yet. Okay, well, good game to you, Dukovsky. E4. Okay, I'm going to play... let's play a Sicilian. C5. G6. Okay, pawn takes. Bishop to G7. I might play knight to F6. D6. Castle kingside. Okay, I'm tempted to play A6, B5 and bishop B7. I'm just wondering where to place my knight. Could play, okay, A6, I think that seems a reasonable move. It also prevents the knight from going here. Okay, let's play B5. Okay, bishop to B7. Don't know where to place my knight. To D7 and then maybe perhaps to C5. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I want to play rook to C8 after that. Okay, perhaps queen here. Knight to C5. I'm really going to try and move all my pieces towards the queen side. So careful, there would be a fork here. We don't want that, do we? Perhaps knight to H to A4. Yep, let's do that. Okay. So maybe queen to C7. I need to bring in my knight somehow. Okay, so yep, white has to attack on the my king side. I had a feeling that up to now white was maybe a bit slow. Okay, pawn. Oh, that was maybe not a good move because I've just closed the C file. Okay, I'm going to play rook here. Maybe I can close in the bishop. So this bishop is a bit stuck now. Rook takes. Okay, so a lot of swapping going on. Okay, if I'm going to take and take here, I suppose this queen check here. Yep, so bishop here. Bishop here would be a good threat, but it would simply be knight takes, so I can take the knight here, so this is unprotected. I think that's mate in 1. If queen takes b2, yep, that's mate in 1. Okay, moving on. Well, so far so good. So I might replay a Michel delay. We'll have to see. So good game versus Dukowski. Maybe he was a bit slow to attack on my king side. I had a feeling that my pieces were nicely placed on the queen side. If you see better moves, you can mention them in the comments. Okay, we played the English opening last time. Let's play d4 this time. d5, c4. Let's play. Okay, let's take knight here. Bishop to g5. Have like a Cambridge Springs setup. That's what I'm aiming for anyway. e3. Perhaps play bishop to d3 here. Okay, that's interesting. I don't quite know what to do here. Might just play knight to f3 and see what happens. I do have the option to take the bishop, but okay, let's play a3 just to prevent some knight moves there. Okay, it's a bit of a waiting game so far. I might play simply rook to c1. Okay, now that there's been castle king, so I'm going to take on g6. And I'm really tempted to try and attack on the king side, but it might be a bit too ambitious. I'm not sure. Could play it safe and simply play castles. Okay, let's see how it goes. h4. Okay, I'm going to take... Oh no, wait, I'm going to take here first. Take here. Perhaps attack the pawn on d4. Okay, it's a fairly balanced position so far. Not quite sure what to think about the pawn structure. Okay, I would like to try and play h5 here. Okay, I'm not sure about something. If pawn takes, queen takes, rook here, queen here, I think that might be mate. I think if queen take, okay, that's not going to work. I could force the queen exchange. No, I'm maybe just going to play it safe, play g3. Okay, I'm a bit low on time, so I have to to be a bit careful. Okay, I'm going to play queen to b3, trying to attack different pawns here. Okay, I'm going to take on b7. Not sure I understand that move. Oh, okay, maybe I didn't play this very well. Next threat, okay, here. This is not looking good. Oh, I might have some rook to g1 threats here. Okay, I'll try this, rook to g1. If the queen moves, there can be some checkmate threats, so we'll have to see where this goes. Or perhaps there's knight here. Okay, perhaps king here. Oh yeah, well played. I was a bit too slow once again. Yep, that's lost. Oh. Okay, well played. Okay, back to the tournament. So Mr. Delay way too strong for me. So I lost twice now. So will I play again against Dukowski, or would there be a game between Michel Delay and Dukowski? We'll have to see. We'll just check. Okay, well let's have a look. Just need to check if yep, that's okay with. Okay. Another Sicilian with f4 this time. So very fast and aggressive stuff for the moment. Perhaps bishop b2 will be played. Okay. Oh, that forces the queen exchange. Perhaps knight takes, bishop takes. Well, there could be some bishop takes knight here, so white has to be careful. I think white has lost a piece. I'm sure it was. Oh no, the rook could have taken back my mistake. So, black has an extra pawn. But white is nicely controlling the C file. And the rook seems a bit stuck here. It might be simply rook to king to d7, and the rook might be captured. So there might be an exchange here, rook for the bishop or something, and I think black will be in quite good position after that. Oh, that's nice. I suppose b6. Oh, that was really clever from Michel Delay. He managed to save his rook, and he's completely messed up black's pawn structure. That was really nicely played. If we just go back a few moves. So I really thought that the rook was stuck, and he had this really wonderful move, bishop to c3, bishop to a5. That was really nicely played. Well done. So despite... Okay, well... Interesting, because these pawns are weak. However, black does have a bishop against a knight. Again, that was nicely played because the pawn is on the white square. Maybe h3, g4 or something. Oh, so that's nicely played, attacking these two pawns, making the most of the weak pawn structure. And perhaps rook here. Oh, maybe not. So black does have two passed pawns here, so there might be something black can do. White might be able to block somehow the central pawn majority. I'm not quite sure how f5 can be defended. Maybe there might be some counter attack with rook to c3, rook to h3. Okay, this is not over clearly. I'm really curious to see if these two passed pawns can get to the last rank. Because they do seem quite threatening. So rook here will be forced. Oh, perhaps knight here, and that blocks that pawn. But then you have bishop here. Oh, but maybe... Oh no, that's not possible. Yep, that's a good move there. Seems okay still for a moment. But very hard to defend with for white, I think. Because if king here, then rook there. I think black played this quite nicely. King here seems unstoppable. I'm not sure. I think it would have been better to take that rook. But still, these black pawns are very strong here. Yep, and these two pawns would have been unstoppable if the rook had taken on c2. Very, very complex. Oh, there might be some counterplay now. Oh, queen on the next move. Oh, rook here. Oh, this is really going to be complex. Okay, a new queen on each side. Slight advantage for black. But now it might end in a draw or something. Yep, that's nicely played. Can white get a draw in this position? It might be the case. Oh, I didn't understand that move. I thought white would repeat the moves here. Okay, now surely black will win this one. Yep. Okay, well played, Dukowski. I'm sure you're going to win this one. Just be careful you don't do stalemate. Okay, well that's the end. Okay, well I don't quite know how I managed that, but I won this one. Well, perhaps because Michel Delay arrived a bit later, because I'm sure he would have won otherwise. Okay, well that was the 23rd Pierrevert Arena. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you saw better moves or better tactics than my comments, please let us know in the comments. Okay, bye-bye. If you want to see more weekly and monthly videos, you can subscribe to the Chess Gameology channel by clicking on the subscribe button. And you can also check out some of my other videos. Have a nice day, see you next time, goodbye.